Hey guys and girls, welcome back by a new video on my little channel. So today I wanted to cover something that's really pretty disturbing. So there's this true crime YouTuber. If you don't know what a true crime YouTuber is, so it's basically like a YouTuber that's like covering cases and everything related to crime. So this true crime YouTuber was slammed for charging to see an autopsy picture of a murdered boy that was like 11. So this boy got murdered and she was trying to sell the pictures of, the aftermath on a Patreon, and obviously she is getting a lot of backlash for that, which is a pretty obvious reaction. A true crime YouTuber who goes by Zav Girl is facing backlash for selling autopsy photos of a preteen boy from Colorado on a Patreon account. So if you don't know what Patreon is, you can basically pay for content. So in other words, she was legit selling pictures of a dead 11-year-old. I mean, that's just really messed up, isn't it? I mean, I've never heard of this crime YouTuber before. There are many channels that cover crime. Most of them are pretty respectful for the victims and the source they are covering, but she doesn't seem to get that. So you ask yourself, how does she be able to have pictures like that? So what she did was submitting a Freedom of Information Act request. So if you're outside of the US or don't know what that is, it gives a person the right to request access to records of the executive branch of the US government. So you ask yourself, how much did she charge for the pictures to be seen? And it was $3. And after obviously that was discovered that she was legit selling a picture of a little boy that was ended, people obviously reported it and her account got luckily removed from Patreon. So the Patreon spokesperson told the Post on Tuesday, "We removed Zav Girl from Patreon for violence of our community guidelines for violence and graphic content." I mean, it's pretty obvious why they would want to have that deleted from their website. And this woman that's obviously sharing these pictures, I think there is something obvious wrong with you. And there's this discussion that some people say it's her job and she's just interested in all those cases and she just wanted to, go deep into them. But still, that's okay. If you do that on your own and you go into a case and you do your research and you look at the pictures yourself, that's a different thing. But selling them to other people, that just sounds wrong, doesn't it? To me it does sound wrong. So the Zav Girl addressed the criticism of what happened in a lengthy statement post on a YouTube channel. The reality of the situation is that different people feel different about this. Some people generally think making a video including the autopsy pics is bad, and I respect their opinion and feelings, she wrote. I mean, it's just the fact that you sell them, and that's the thing that gets me the wrong way. If you do that on your own and you just do your research and look at the pictures, that's a total different thing. She says she found autopsy photos interesting and informative and are able to view it in a more scientific way. It's just one of those things where it depends on the person. I mean, you can say that, or people that have this as the job and they need to look at those pictures and they find crime and solving cases really interesting and all that. And that's a total different thing than what you did. You sold a picture of a preteen boy. It's just not a good situation. Even if you would have used your brain, you obviously would have known that wouldn't been. She continues with, "I understand some of you have issues with me charging money on my Patreon for the video. If I was charging money for the autopsy files alone or something like that, I do think I see your point," she continues. "But in this case, I spent a lot of time and worked hard putting together a video, lining up the corners, audio and description along with the appropriate part of the photos." She describes editing it together to try to make it as informative as possible for the viewer. "That is why I am charging for, which I would hope you can agree is understandable." I mean, yeah, I understand that more, but it's still like it comes over like you're charting for a pic of a dead boy, and I hope you understand that people would get mad at that. So this situation easily could just have been avoided. But what do you think about it? Do you think this is some weird, disturbing stuff, or do you just think this is a person that's interested in a case? Well, I'm kind of twisted by it because I really don't like the fact that she sold the pics and all that stuff on the Patreon. That's like the thing that gets me. But leave it in the comment section, subscribe on my channel, and I will see you all in another video.